Hi, I'm Mike from squareV, and today I'm going to be doing a quick unboxing and preview of the NovaStar VX4S all-in-one controller. It's another one of the controllers that they have that has built-in scaling. It's really convenient if you just want it to automatically size your content for the wall that you have. So you open up this cardboard box to reveal another cardboard box. Here we have that second cardboard box. You lift up these little tabs here, one here, and put it down, and you'll see there's a third cardboard box, which is the accessory box, and the processor itself. So now we just have to remove the foams. All right, we're gonna take a look inside the accessory box. They have this nice packing slip, as always, and it says VX4S, one USB, DVI, HDMI, DisplayPort, Cat5, and VGA cable, as well as the power cable. Wonderful cables. Okay, this is the front of the VX4S. Here you have a power button, LCD screen moving over you. This is how you navigate the menu. You push in to select, you go up and down the menu using this wheel, and then escape goes back one menu window. Picture-in-picture, where you can have two sources on the screen at once. Automatic scaling button, test patterns there.
The mode button pulls up your presets.
You have the different inputs here. So the take button is a button that when you switch sources on the picture-in-picture source, it won't take effect until you hit the take button, and the function button is a programmable button that can be just about anything. This top USB port is simply to connect two processors via USB so that you can see them both in the software when you're programming them. The bottom one is just to connect directly to the computer to program it in the NovaStar software. So that's the front of the processor. Looking at the back of the processor, the first two ports are two USB ports that mirror the ones that are on the front of the processor. Either just plug one of these ports straight in your computer and program this processor, or use one of the USB ports to loop it to another processor. Then the Ethernet port here, you can plug it into your network cable, into your network, so that you can control the processor via their web page control, which is a nice feature that they have. Now we can see the inputs. You have SDI, DP, HDMI, DVI, and then two VGAs and two CBBS. Now, you also have SDI loop and DVI loop. Those are great for when you want to use two processors on one video wall. You can bring your source, your input, into like the SDI, so in one instance, you'd bring your source into the SDI, and then you'd bring it out of the loop of this processor. Then you'd run that from the SDI loop to the SDI in on your other processor, and now your content is synced up between the two processors. And there are some settings inside the processor where you can tell one processor to use half the image, the other one to use the other half the image. But that is what you would use these loops for. In another scenario, you would come in DVI, you'd go out DVI loop into the DVI in on another processor. Moving on, you have two DVI monitor outputs there, and then here are your four data ports. They're arranged a little confusing, so you just got to make sure you know 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just like every other NovaStar product, the maximum number of pixels you can put on one port is around 655,000, but this processor maxes out at 2.3 million total pixels. Now let's turn it on. Okay, I just turned on the VX4S, and we're going to go through the menu. The first thing that you're going to see on the menu when you click in is the brightness settings, which when you click, you push in once, and then you can change it by going up and down, and then you click again to enter it in. So let's move down now. Let's go down to screen settings. This is the quick setup screen here. If you have your wall built and you just turn on your processor, everything's connected, you can tell your processor how many rows in your video wall, how many columns, and then how many cabinets or frames that you have on data port 1. And then this data flow here, you tell the processor how you wired your data cables on your video wall. Now, just remember that this is facing the front of the wall, how it would look. Okay, and then once you do that, you should be ready to go ahead and scale your wall for a basic wall. Here's your input settings. You have preset resolution, custom resolution, and then on output settings, you can enable scaling there. You can offset your image. Image mosaic, that is how this is where you would use 2 processors for 1 wall. You know, when I was talking about using the DVI loop or the SDI loop feature, you come into image mosaic and you enable it, and once you do that, you can choose for it to be either equal or unequal. And what that means is, if you're using 2 processors for 1 wall, are you going to equally distribute the pixels between the 2 processors? If so, just leave it on equal. Then go ahead and enter the total pixels wide for the entire wall, the total pixels high for the entire wall, and the number of rows and columns for the entire wall. But and then it'll automatically split them between the 2 processors. You would go through the second processor and do the exact same thing. But if you choose for it to be unequal, you go ahead and tell it how many pixels high and wide for the entire wall, then tell it how many pixels high and wide for just this processor, that's the load area, and then tell it where this processor will start the picture. You know, like, so if this is the second processor and this wall was 128 pixels wide, then, and you wanted it to start halfway through, you would tell it to start at 64 on the X. That makes sense. I went way down that rabbit hole for image mosaic. Advanced settings, picture in picture. This is where you can choose to have 2 sources on the screen at once. Choose which source is your main, which is your picture in picture. Set the width and height. Redundancy. Advanced attributes. Presettings here. Function settings. Audio. I don't know why you do audio. Test patterns. Display control. Input backups. Output resolution, preset or custom. Cabinet settings. Brightness. Right here is your hardware version or your firmware version, actually. And that's really it for the menu. So there's your overview of the VX4S. Check back for more videos.